So I do believe that my fan base has lost their brain. Their mindset is no longer working. Anxiety has really kicked in all the pages with on anyone who pushes any Liverpool stories. You might wonder what am I talking about. I'm gonna try to make it a bit sense because I think everyone knows the breaking news which came out early in the morning yesterday or early in the morning today, where David Ornstein came out and said that Liverpool are looking for a specialist six. In fact, he said that Liverpool have found a specialist six, and it seems like after getting that player, they are moving forward to do what they need to do to get the player. And what we were being told by Onston was this: the player is not in England. But no, let me just read what he said. He said Liverpool now have identified a target in the CDM position. Keep an eye on the situation as Liverpool are targeting a player from outside the Premier League as a specialist number six. So this was what was said by Onston, and usually if Onston says something, it's football gold when it comes to transfers because he's one of the people who never misses. He always says things that are really, really correct. So after getting this story out today, and I'm sure this was exactly what Liverpool's pushed into the world, what do you think the fan base were going to do? I have an idea. Oh, spend the whole entire day trying to find who exactly is the specialist six that Liverpool are talking to, which they're telling Onstin. Because one thing you have to understand, this did not come from any reporters or these wannabe reporters that are all over social media as we speak. This came with somebody with credibility, somebody who is literally a guru when it comes to transfers and stuff like that. So there were about four names which were mentioned in the article, according to what we were told. One of them was Martin. Was Let me look at them. So, like I was saying, there are four players that are being linked with Liverpool, which could be one of those specialists or the mystery number six that we're being told by David Ornstein. And one of the players is Martin Zubimendi. So to make things make sense for you so that you don't waste your time going through a lot of things like what everyone is doing, one thing you have to try to pay attention is the age first. That's one thing that I tell you. Also, look at the stats of the player because I don't think Liverpool are looking for a destroyer. That's the reason why Endo could be leaving, according to some reports. They are looking for somebody who can controls the position, who's not afraid to play the game while under pressure and move with the ball easily. They need somebody who's very comfortable with the ball, going with whatever that they do. So whenever you're looking at the stats of these players, look at who is really good in terms of passes attempt, whenever the progressive passes as well as the progressive carry on in terms of where they're going. So now as I'm speaking to you right now, I'm looking at the four people that have been put there. So let's start with Martin Zubimendi. I'm looking at the fact that what he does when it comes to attacking possession and defending, which is really important. So the defending of Martin Zubimendi, of course, is really good. Dribbled past tackles, he does around 79 percentile, then around 96 in terms of aerial duels, and as well TK intake, which is around 55, blocks 44. We have clearance of around 77. We look at the touches. They're about progressive passes, it's around 17. Touches around 58. Successful take on is around 32, 40 of progressive carry on, and progressive passes around 62. Progressive percentile complete, it's around the 69. In the pass attempt, of course, is around the 62. So this is what I'm looking at. Is he really good? Can he develop? Can he be good? Is he better than Endo there? Because one thing that we have to put into consideration is the team he was playing for, which is which is playing for, which is Sociedad. You might not find that he's really not gonna be able to move with the ball the way you'd expect other player who plays in a team which is position based oriented. that like the second option that I'm talking about here, which is Manuel Ortega. Remember, Ortega was supposed to be the player who goes to Manchester United, but things seem like they've died down because PSG are just asking for so much. So in terms of position, he has about attempt years around the pass attempts is around 77, pass completions around is 95%. Progressive passes is around 31, 24 in terms of progressive carry. Successful take on is around 67. Touches is around 80. Then progressive passes recorded is around 22. In terms of defending, dribbled past is around the 22. Wow. 49 in terms of aerial duel. That's a problem because he's going to be playing next to McAllister. Look at the size in terms of the height wise. Then TK it's around 99, blocks 45, and the clearance is around 44. That's what we have when we look at the defensive. Remember, they were saying they needed a defensive-minded player first, as well as somebody who's really comfortable with the ball on his feet, who can progress with it well and can be able to move under pressure without actually having problems. Because Arne Slot is a control freak. It's not like a Jurgen Klopp who needs just a destroyer who gets the ball, set it up for other players to go, or just gets the ball and another player comes and carry on. Then he needs somebody who controls the ball. That's one the reason why you could see that Endo was not getting so many chance to actually play the game, because the fact that he could not control the ball, he could not really help to play with the ball under pressure, even progress with the ball going forward. So I don't know. That's one of the things you can look at it and maybe give you an idea if Ogate can be the player that is really there. But there's an interesting one, Alan Varela, who is really interesting because I'm looking at his positions and everything. So listen to this. He played in terms of his defensive, like clearance is around 49% and blocks around 56%. TK, I think there's a tackles, I think, I'm not sure. It's around 20%. Error use is around 83%. Progressive passes recorded is around 17. Touches around the 95%. Successful take on is around 12, and the progressive carries is around the 53. Progressive passes around 87 plus 87 in terms of pass completed. Attempts is around 95. So you can see that he's really good in terms of the passes, the progressive passes, as well as the passes completed. So there is an idea that you can say that he is somebody who can fit in to what Arne Slot is looking for. But there is another player, wait, we're not done, who really so many people say have been linking with Liverpool for some time. And I just wonder if he meets what Arne Slot would want. In terms of his clearance, it's around in his 40%. Blocks, it's around 69. In terms of take-ons, it's around the 30. It's around the 83. 75% in error juice, so it's not that bad. Dribble pass tackles, which he made, is around the 98%. So he is somebody who's not afraid to get himself hands dirty to stop anything that goes for. This is Edison, by the way. Progressive passes, it's around in 40%. Touches, 59. Successful take-ons is around the 56%. Progressive carry-ons, it's around the 35. Progressive passes, it's around in 81%. 51 in terms of passes completed, and the 56 in terms of passes attempted. So these are the 4 players that you can say that they're being linked with the Liverpool. Everyone, they do have their strengths and their weaknesses. But one thing you have to think about whenever you're looking at Arne Slot's type of football, the way he's going to approach this, he needs somebody who's really, really comfortable to move with the ball. He needs somebody who will make decisive passes and actually help the team to go forward. Somebody like what Matt Veffer used to do. So one thing you can do, you can just go look at what Matt Veffer used to do for Feyenoord and see how he was progressing, what he was doing. Go check his stats and try to compare with these players. You might have an idea if this is the type of a player that maybe he wants next to McAllister, because I do believe he will be playing with Alex McAllister next to him, but also there are other players that are there. So it's gonna be interesting to see who's actually chosen. But I know we as a fan base, we as Liverpool fan base, we are desperate for anything that has two legs and can walk and can actually move. We need a signing. That's all that they want. And listening to the fan bases, I think they are more excited to get Martin Zubimendi because Arsenal wanted him. Also, and they believe that Arne Slot can help him develop in some of these weaknesses that he has, but can work with him because he's comfortable with the ball in his feet and can help with the progressive. That's the reason why Darwin Núñez started the DM at some point, because he's really good in progressing touches and going forward. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here, because a lot can change in a matter of time, people. That's the thing I can tell you. You have to keep an eye on anything that is happening here. Don't be pushed to jump into conclusion because things can just be like this. But this is something worth to keep an eye on. Who is Liverpool going to be choosing? According to David Ornstein, the situation will be really clear in time. And according to Fabrizio Romano, he's expecting Liverpool to make at least 2 signings before the end of the transfer window. We have around 25 days before the transfer window comes to an end. This is according to Fabrizio Romano. And what I'm being told is that they are looking at the team. They see that there are not so many pages that needs to be covered. The only critical position that they need is to have a defender. Who can help the team. In terms of a defensive-minded midfielder who can help the team as well, help in terms of movement with the ball in progression and doing what they do in terms of attack. So there is a lot of things that could change if you keep an eye on whatever that happens. But one thing I'm excited of is what Liverpool can do. But one thing I can remind the world is you have to remember, and this is really important, you have to remember that Steven Bajcetic is growing, and it looks like he could be one of those players who can develop into that player. He's coming from a long injury, of course. I get it. Hence, maybe that's why the manager wants this decision to be done, because he needs a team that he can kickstart with. He sees it as a good team that almost went further, and he wants to get the best so that he can actually achieve something, and he has an opportunity to do so. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but that's what I'm telling you. You have to keep an eye on this. The other news is that what's his name? The defender that was playing for Liverpool. Why is his name just disappeared out of my head just when I was about to pronounce it? So, according to some report which came from Kika, that said Seth Vanderbeek, that's what I was thinking, is reluctant on staying at Liverpool, spending one more season on the bench. This is what he thinks. He thinks that Liverpool won't really give him the opportunity to shine or to do what he can do, because he wants to get game time. He's afraid of spending another year on the bench and not being played. He wants to get minutes. But I feel like he has to trust Arne Slot. It's different. It's no longer Jurgen Klopp. It's Arne Slot. And I'm sure that one way or the other, he will get game time. If he is somebody who's really intelligent, look at what Konza did. Konza knew that he was coming in a team that was already filled with some best defenders, and he fought for his position. Of course, in training, and he was given the chance, and now it's impossible to play a game without him. So I just feel like this kid needs to chill. He just needs to chill and trust that Liverpool will give him the game time he needs. He's forcing to move, and so many links are telling us that he could be about to leave Liverpool, but we will see how that one plays out. And also some rumors are continuing in terms of the goalkeeper. The Valencia goalkeeper, Georgie Mendes, as the 23-year-old, likes the idea of joining Liverpool, with the English club being the most committed to complete his signing, according to what we're being told. Yes, but at the same, his agent he has the same agent as Allison. It could be facilitating the transaction to happen. So that's another thing that you have to keep an eye on, because Liverpool needs somebody who takes over from Allison, because Allison only has a year in his contract, and as things stands right now, it looks like he's gonna be here for this season. I'm not sure if he's gonna be here next season. So there's a lot of things that could change. Right now, we're still owing to this transfer news, but you have to understand that in 9 days the Premier League begins, and we should be having a direction in which exactly side is Liverpool going to be traveling on, and what exactly are we expecting from Liverpool after this, because things have to start moving now. The time is now. Things have to happen. We need to see some changes. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let us be patient. Like I said, don't lose your mind, Liverpool fans. Don't lose your mind. Be patient. You will get your answers very, very soon. One of these players could be on your in his way to come in. Oh, but by the way, before I even go, who do I think can come in this one? I think that in terms of what I'm reading, in terms of the chart, I would go for Alan Varela, because I think he offers more in terms of what he's offering in the field. I know he has some players, some places he lacks, but I think he offers more. But I think the fan base wants Zubamendi, and some wants Edison. So it's between these three. I don't think that Manuel Ortega is even in discussion with the Reds. I don't see him at all. So you have to keep an eye on this one, people, and let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Are you excited? Do you think this will happen? And don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the Connect. I'll see you on another one. We are out. Peace. Subscribe to the Football Connect.